name is Silje Lindstad. I am a freshman here at South, and I'm actually 21 years old. So I came here as a transfer student, sort of. I actually started on a teacher education back home in Norway, and then I got this opportunity to come here, and I was considering it for a year or so, and then suddenly after an experience this summer I just found out that I had to take this opportunity. It was just a coincidence. I signed up for an organization through my running club back home in Norway this summer to participate in this activity camp for people from different countries who are living in my hometown back home in Norway. And watching these people from, some of them were from Syria and some from Somalia, and they have all learned Norwegian, which is the language we speak back home, so quickly. They have learned it in 3 years or less than that, and they were all participating and applying for work or in school and using the language. And since I already had got this offer of coming here to Alabama then, but it was the barrier, the language, that was the barrier that actually had until then stopped me for it. I realized that that couldn't be a barrier anymore when I saw these people talking Norwegian fluently, and I found out that okay, I can try studying in English as well. I've always wanted to go to Alabama, but it's far from home, so I never knew if I actually was ever going to go there. But I just got the opportunity through when you're doing track and field, your results get posted online, and it's very easy to find other athletes or to find other results or team members, and you also get friends all over the place. So I think it's just a coincidence how I get to know with some people on the school, and they recommended it to me, and I found out that I wanted to start here as well. I think it has something to say with the Forrest Gump movie. Since I loved that since I was little, and I maybe watched that 15 times. I don't know why, but I am very bad in choosing new movies though. So I watched that so many times, and I really liked the fact with Mobile is that it's amazing since it's with the coastal line. But I really like the nature. I like that it's raining a lot because it's so green and the air is so fresh, and also the trees are beautiful. And yeah, it's a nice place to run actually.
Silje's in her first year, second semester with the team. This past cross-country season, she was a big addition. She came in, she was number 3 in the program right away, and I think she made some really big strides in terms of her aerobic development. You know, she didn't start looking at South Alabama. We didn't really begin the recruiting process until last June, so it was kind of last minute, but she was a big surprise for us this past cross-country season. She continues to keep improving, and she brings kind of a certain energy and enthusiasm to the team, which I think has really been good for us this year.
Yeah, since I'm on a track team and cross-country team here at South, how I started running was actually back when I was 15 years old, and it was just a coincidence. I run a 3K test in school, and I remember that test. I was telling myself, okay, this is the last time I'm ever gonna run. Because I really didn't like it during the test, of course. And afterwards, I found out that I could participate in some competitions and some relays, and I just got addicted to it actually. I run track back home in Norway, but for a club. We don't have high school or college sports back there, so I just ran for a club. South reached out to me just through the track and field and through my results, and through the people who was already here, and there was some Norwegian and some other Scandinavians here. My teammates, they make my they're so great. They're very good in arranging things and taking initiative and gather us all. And I think actually all the teams here at South are working with that the coaches actually tell the student athletes to do things together. Just, yeah, do this team bonding thing and get friends with each other. Education back home in Norway went fine, and I had a good time there, but I'm very glad that I actually stepped out of my comfort zone and took the challenge of going to another country and study here instead. I can always go back if I don't like it. And I knew that I was doing this on my own, and it was my own decision, and I had to take responsibility for that on my own. It was a lot of things to figure out, and to be honest, I didn't even know how it was going to. I haven't even searched on this place on Google Maps or anything. I didn't know very much. So in the beginning, I was very excited for everything. It was all those differences from home was huge, and it was just like American movies and stuff like that. After a while, I had some struggle with reaching out with my opinions and the studies in another language, and also find the directions and know the system here, get to know with that. I had some struggles with that. It only took a couple of weeks, and then everything was just as normal. I think people very quickly adapt to where they are. I like it here in Mobile because it's, as I see it, it's a peaceful and quiet place in many cases, because it's not too many people, and this campus is also not in a city center or anything. So I like that. If I compare that to home, it's kind of similar, because I'm not from a place where very much is happening, and it's much traffic and stuff like that. So what I really like here is that people are so passionate with their work and what they're doing, and they're working so hard in their jobs and want to do a good job. For instance, when I came and met my academic advisor here, and she immediately said that, yeah, of course, you can get the electives you want and you can become whatever you want, and we will make sure that you can do it, because we want you to achieve your goals. That was something I really liked when I come here. There are very many differences. Those everyday things, there's so much you need to learn when you're coming to a place like this. For instance, it's not normal to walk everywhere here. For me, the language was also something different from home. Of course, I knew that I was going to talk in another language here, but it doesn't take a long time actually before you start thinking in this other a new language. Most of the time I'm thinking in English. In the beginning, it's always, in the beginning of last semester and in the beginning of this semester, I was writing all words, like the first word in Norwegian and the next word in English and the third word in Norwegian again. But after a week, everything is just in English. I meet some challenges every day. I have to admit that. I meet challenges every day in expressing myself, but you just have to take the way around, and then people try to understand you. I've got better in asking for synonyms for my words. For instance, in my test today, I had to ask for synonyms for the words 3 times. My major, yeah. I really struggled with finding a major. The school offers a lot of different majors, and many of them looked very interesting. And of course, when you come out of high school, it's not easy to know yet what you want to become. I just found out that I wanted to study something that interests me, and I ended up picking communication as my major. So strategic communication is what I have chosen, and I'm very excited to see what I can learn from that. As a minor, I want to pick French actually, and then I want to. I hope I can look at the power the language has in in the communication through people. One of the terms I learned very quickly when I came here was this concept, the southern hospitality. Because that's something you notice when you're from the north and from Scandinavia and come here as a student. You notice very quickly how helpful and caring people are, and just the fact that everybody in the streets are asking, how are you? That was actually something that was really hard to adapt to, because in the beginning I didn't know that, do they actually want to know how I am, how things are going, and I stopped talking with them when I really didn't have time for that, and they didn't either. So that was actually a cultural shock, and that was something that I really needed to adapt to. I think I will return to Norway after I graduate, but I think when I return I will have improved just in so many ways, and have grown in so many ways, and learned a lot, and I will definitely come back here many times. My name is Silje Lindstad. I am from Bergen in Norway in Scandinavia. Thank you so much for watching.